example of Jake Paul. Did you call Jed right now? Yeah. We can talk outside, but you can't stay in here.
On November 15th, Jake Paul was caught on camera in a humiliating moment, desperately begging police officers not to arrest him after news of his major Nevada gambling scandal exploded online.
Like, they're suing me for something I didn't do.
They are promoting it, it's their choice, and they need to be held accountable for abusing the trust between them.
Allegedly placed dozens of high-stakes bets, with some wagers exceeding $200,000. The leaked footage shattered his larger-than-life image, reducing him to a nervous, desperate figure on camera.
It's about Rice Gum, Jake Paul, and Morgs all being the culprits. They knowingly promoted mystery brand to their very young audience.
Stunned by footage no one ever expected to see, Jake Paul sat handcuffed in the back of a police squad car, his voice trembling as he begged officers not to take him into custody.
And I'm like, it just pisses me the fuck off. And then
Jake Paul fans had watched for years was nowhere to be found. In his place was someone shaken, vulnerable, and utterly exposed. Within hours, the clip had pulled in millions of views, but behind the viral chaos was a much deeper truth. For a moment, it was hard not to feel something for Jake. This was a man who spent years acting untouchable, now reduced to pure panic. The weight of a multi-million-dollar gambling scandal had finally come crashing down on him.
And they absolutely should be held accountable for promoting. You as an influencer, whatever you endorse, you choose to endorse. Jake, Rice Gum, and Morgs have all said and have actively been promoting this website.
Had been making sky-high bets, reportedly ranging from $50,000 to $250,000 per wager, including fights he was directly involved in. Some reports even claim he placed bets against himself on prop outcomes. How many rounds a fight would last, how many punches he'd land, or whether he'd score a knockout. Each bet carried enormous risk, with the potential to cost him hundreds of thousands in a single night.
it's just like so annoying. It's like, why am I giving, like, not only did I spend like my time, my effort, my energy, my mom.
Anyone who has followed Jake's career could have seen this coming. His history of reckless behavior, combined with constant social media provocation, made it inevitable that the law would catch up. Every bet, every insider tip, every high-risk wager added to the mounting pressure. Eventually, it all culminated in that unforgettable moment in the back of the squad.
Because you have someone that, we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing.
One of the most feared punchers in the sport of boxing. He's got a 93% knockout percentage. That's one of the best among current world champions.
With Gervonta Tank Davis only added fuel to the fire. Jake framed it as a heroic stand, claiming Netflix had pulled the fight and that he was defending women, casting himself as morally upright. For a brief moment on social media, it seemed believable. Fans applauded, thinking Jake Paul had chosen the high road.
Tank's team is now fighting back, and they're stating that Netflix did not, in fact, cancel the bout.
He has made a significant impact on the sport of boxing. He has certainly brought new eyes to the sport. He's done so much in uplifting women's boxing.
Including Kenny Ellis and Gervonta's team, exposed the real story. Jake pulled out because he was scared. Contractually, he needed to hit 195 pounds, but he was far from it. His training was faltering, stamina lagging, and the idea of facing Tank Davis in a high-stakes fight was crushing. Fear, not morality, drove the decision, and watching him try to spin it as heroism only made the fiasco feel even more pitiful.
We use our media, our content, and our voice to, get more people into our app than traditional sports betting. But we do have a traditional sports book in some states. But the better picks side of things seems to be what everyone loves, and it's what I love.
The canceled fight was directly tied to his gambling. Records suggest Jake had over $1.2 million in prop bets on that fight alone, covering rounds, points and knockout odds. Going through with the match risked catastrophic losses if things didn't go his way. Canceling the fight became both a financial and legal survival tactic. The mix of fear, massive wagers, and looming law enforcement scrutiny created the perfect storm, culminating in the body cam footage of him pleading with police.
And all the while, you're making tons of money. Making money at the expense of your audience, that never really goes down well.
The viral footage only magnified the humiliation. Millions watched Jake's voice shake as he begged the officers, his usual bravado completely gone. Every second was dissected, his hand gestures, stammering explanations, and frantic eye contact analyzed frame by frame. Behind the cameras and social media frenzy, the stakes were painfully real. Hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, looming legal trouble, and the very public collapse of his carefully constructed persona.
I'm hearing you say, Jake, that you're broadening this to people who might get a little confused when they look on some of the other platforms and they see things like money line and spread.
A closer look at the bets makes the scale even more staggering. Some prop bets on his own fights reportedly reached $250,000 each. Insiders suggest that over the course of a year, Jake may have risked $3 to $4 million across various matches, from online sportsbooks to underground high-stakes rings. Each bet hinged on precise outcomes, number of rounds, knockout chances, specific point totals, so a single misstep could trigger devastating losses. Layer in sponsorship obligations, relentless social media scrutiny, and the weight of maintaining a public persona, and it's easy to see why the pressure became unbearable.
So much time, effort, and energy, and it's like...
But it's also compound.
The cancelled fight and the massive bets collided into a perfect storm of fear and panic. Jake's carefully crafted story of heroism quickly unraveled under scrutiny. The threat of huge financial losses, legal consequences, and fallout from high-profile wagers exposed him in his most vulnerable moments ever caught on camera. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a high-stakes thriller unfolding in real life, with Jake Paul at the center, trapped at the peak of a personal and very public implosion.
Jake Paul took that and ran with it and then used it as a catalyst to stain Tank's name but not have to fight him.
The contrast is striking. Just months ago, Jake was flaunting neon outfits, flexing his wealth, hyping fights, and daring anyone to doubt him. Now, he's reduced to appealing to authority like a kid caught sneaking out after curfew. His tone shifts constantly, pleading, rationalizing, bargaining, throwing every word and ounce of emotion into the hope that desperation might succeed where bravado failed. And in one sense, it's working. Viewers simply can't look away.
It just pisses me the fuck off. And then...
The psychological angle is striking. This wasn't just fear of arrest, it was fear of exposure, of losing millions, and of seeing his meticulously crafted persona torn apart. The body cam captured it all, and social media amplified every second. In that car, reality hit Jake Paul like a freight train.
On a fucking lawsuit phone call, and they're like, yo, your son has to pay this, like, it just looks so stupid, and like...
Behind the scenes, law enforcement wasn't just watching him squirm, they were investigating serious allegations, illegal betting, insider manipulation, potential fraud, and even rigging outcomes in his own matches. The stakes couldn't have been higher. If authorities dug deeper, Jake could face federal fraud charges, 7-figure fines, and possible jail time. This isn't just a social media spectacle, it's a career and legal crisis. Beyond the jokes, the humiliation carries real consequences. Brands are watching. Sponsorships worth hundreds of thousands, even millions, are on the line. Every clip showing him at his most vulnerable chips away at his credibility. Fan trust erodes, and in influencer boxing, trust is everything. Social media immortalizes fear instantly, and Jake Paul has become a cautionary example of how fame can turn against you in a single moment.
Like, they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God. It's just the most bullshit thing, and I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
The stakes go far beyond the psychological, they're financial. Jake's gambling exposure alone could cost him hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Legal fees are piling up, and fines for illegal betting or fraud could reach 6 figures. Cancelled fights and lost sponsorships only add to the damage. Every day the clip circulates online, every meme, every TikTok compilation drives another nail into his brand's decline.
That's the thing. Is Jake, it's consensual. 2 consensual parties, 2 women.
Say that word.
No, I'm saying it's consensual. I'm saying these 2 women.
So he paid women to beat on each other.
Exactly.
Where does that leave him? On one hand, he's survived fights and critics alike. On the other, this scandal could define the next chapter of his life. Can Jake rebuild his brand and regain public trust? Or is this the knockout blow to his maverick image? The brutal truth is clear. Once gambling, fear, and ego collided under the spotlight, his fall was inevitable. In a single police car ride, he went from viral star to viral cautionary tale. The footage isn't just embarrassing, it's a warning, psychological, financial, and career-wise. Was it ever about the fight, or simply panic, greed, and desperation laid bare for the world to see? Jake Paul may dodge punches in the ring, but he can't dodge the law, the cameras, or the public eye, and all three are coming for him full force.